everyone. This is See Self Awake. My name is Mandy, and this is just me thinking out loud about what I'm living, what I'm still figuring out. Not the polished version, but just the honest one, and maybe some of it meets you wherever you are. So, let me tell you about my week. Something happened just a few days ago. A friend invited me out for like a morning coffee, a meetup. I thought we were just catching up. Turns out that they were actually there to explain a business to someone, an opportunity, a industry. And I kind of already decided a while back that this one isn't for me. So when the conversation turned and then they said, "Oh, like you could just get the license too and then learn it with us." Something in me kind of like a pullback. I felt it, that quite pressure, like I was being steered somewhere I never said yes to. But here's the thing is I decided kind of like in my head. I just never said it out loud. So from where they said I wasn't a no. So I was a maybe, and a maybe is an opening. So of course they pushed. And here's what I caught myself doing is at first I just listened but guarded. I didn't want to say what I actually thought because part of me had decided they wouldn't really get it. They just hand me the same lessons I already know, but that was kind of on me because I hadn't actually shown them where I was stuck. So I was holding my real self back and then deciding they couldn't reach me. And the whole time we were talking, there was this quiet back and forth going on inside me. Like 1 minute, I was like, nope, I already decided I'm not doing this. Then it's like, well, but if I change my mind now, then what was the point of all that going back and forth before, like in my head? Then it gets a little mean to myself. Like, what's wrong with me? Do I just go along with whatever the last person says? Then it softens to myself, but mm, maybe I could just try it. Maybe there's something in it for me. And then I'm right back to like, wait, does this even apply to me? Do I actually want this or not? It's a lot of up and down, and the whole conversation, not a clean line, more like a little roller coaster. The entire time, and that was the being pushed actually felt like from the inside. Not someone shoving me, just me writing my own ups and downs, looking for a way not to have to decide. And sitting there, I realized this wasn't really about the business at all because that feeling of I'm being pushed, it isn't really true. Like, I have a choice, I've had one the whole time, and underneath I'm being pushed is something I don't always want to look at. Like, I don't want to carry the weight of it being my call because think about it. If I'm being pushed and it goes wrong somehow, well, I didn't really pick it, right? And if I'm being pushed and I refuse, I get to be the one who resisted. Either way, I don't have to own it. So that's the quiet comfort of feeling pushed. And it kept, your hand clean because it's also the trap. The moment I admit I'm choosing, I also have to carry it. And maybe that's the real thing I was resisting at the table. Not the business, not the responsibilities, but here's the part that started to loosen. One of them said something that stayed with me. She said, whenever you feel stuck, you can't really solve it right now, don't keep forcing the one spot. It's like the heart. When a vessel is blocked, they don't always pry the blockage open. Sometimes they actually build a bypass, a new route so the block can flow again. And she said, don't sit alone, try to think your way out. You need to go out. Put yourself around people. Don't overthink why. Because when you're in it with the others, actually doing something together, you start to find your place, your value, and they reflect back to things that you can't see in yourself alone. And honestly, I'd been doing that opposite, sitting by myself, trying to figure out my gift before I'd let myself go anywhere. Like I have to have the answer before I was allowed to move. And maybe value isn't something you find alone in your hand. Maybe it's something that shows up, the moment that you finally go out and let yourself be seen. And honestly, I felt a little of that. Even just sitting there, I'd walked in guarded with my answer already locked. And the moment I stopped defending and actually let myself be in with them, something actually loosened because I didn't have to take their road. I just had to stop pretending that I was being dragged onto it. And it made me think about something. Have you ever wondered why a whole shelf of books is just called self help? I think it's because anyone who's been through something already knows when you're in it, right in the middle of the dark, you can't always find the right person to hand you the right answer at the exact moment you need it. So you learn to kind of like help yourself, not because you want to be alone in it, just because no one is coming to lift you out on your schedule. And that's all self help really is. So, a mindset deciding I don't want to keep feeling this way. So, I'm going to go looking for my own way out. But here's the part the morning coffee gathering really reminded me of is helping yourself doesn't mean doing it all alone. Sometimes the way you help yourself is by finally letting other people in. And here's the deeper part is honestly it's the heart of this whole podcast is you can listen to anyone taking all the advice in the world, but if you haven't seen it for yourself yet, if you haven't come back to your own center and actually realize it, none of it moves you. It just sounds like noise, like someone nagging because what other people hand you is only method, a map of how they did it. The seeing that part, it has to be yours. And there's an old line that I really love is the one who tied the knot is the one who can untie it. And the person who tied your knot is you. So you're also the only one who can loosen them. That's what self help really means to me, not figuring it out all alone. It's actually open up enough to really hear, then come back to yourself and then let the realizing be yours. Because that's the only kind of change that actually holds. And there's one more thing I keep circling back to is for the longest time I thought I had to figure myself out first, know my gift, be sure, have the whole plan before I was even allowed to begin. But it doesn't actually work like that. You don't wait till you feel ready and then become someone. You actually just move. And then the moving is what slowly makes you that person. It's like what we always heard is fake it till you make it. You have to fake it and know how that feels like. And then one day while you're faking it, you basically just become that person. Your identity isn't decided by your past. It's decided by what you choose now. So you don't have to be sure. You just have to be willing to take just that one step before you're sure. And all of this connects to something I keep coming back to. So the day when you were born, you're actually handed a kind of a life menu, a map, already marked with milestones. Like, this is what you do at this age, this is what a good life looks like, written for you before you could even speak. And most people live by the map their whole lives, following someone else's markers to someone else's like finish line. But here's the harder question is the thoughts you called yours. Are they really yours or were they actually poured into you the day when you're born, or the path that you grew up? So I don't really have a clean answer for you on this question. You have to, really think about it and decide it for yourself. But here's one thing I've decided is I'm living it. A thought only earns a place on my menu when I've actually lived it, tried it, felt it, proved true, and all the way down. Maybe it started as someone else's words, but once I practice it and it changes me, it stops being borrowed. It actually becomes mine. So let me put it in another way is picture everyone on the same train, the same journey, same window, same scenery going by. But one person is asleep, one person is actually on their phone, and one is staring out somewhere else entirely, and one is actually watching the same train, completely different journeys. And when someone describes a view to you, you can only picture it in your head. You don't actually know it. But when you walk the road yourself, what you felt, what it did to you, what you saw, no one can hand that to you, and you can't actually hand it to anyone else either. So I'm not trying to write you your menu. I'm just writing mine. And maybe that's the one thing we're saying is don't drift along on someone else's map. Go find your own scenery. So before you go, let's just sit with one thing together is where in your life do you feel pushed right now? And what might shift if you let yourself admit that you are the one who is choosing? You don't have to answer that today. Just kind of carry it with you. I really hope that you stop waiting until you're sure before your move. So go out, let yourself be seen. Your scenery is out there waiting for you, and I will see you next time. So see truly, live freely, and I'm Mandy, and this is See Self Awake.